Hello everybody, I'm Welsh Delinquent MJ and we're back in Game Maker. This isn't... this is an update and a tutorial on how to do my movable blocks and a new block that I added that you guys can now have a look at. Yeah, so I'll just go in now, quickly show you... Ugh, that felt fucking good. Show you what's new. That screen there is new. That loading screen is new. I just want to show off now that checkpoints, they work so long as you click load game and not new game, like I have done so many times. So this is just, there's new movable blocks. They're dirt instead of grass, just making a safety belt there. And these are the blocks that I wanted to show off, and the movable blocks. I'll show you how to make those as well. But mainly those. That's what I want to do. But yeah, checkpoint works. Fucking movable blocks. Still fucking awesome. I'm so happy I made that. Can I walk straight across that if I just stand on this one? Yeah, placed them all level. That is something I want to add, but I don't really know how to work out right now. Going up tiny little lips like this. Well, maybe like, you know, tiny bit bigger. Like if it was that big, probably. Oh shit, fuck, I died. Respawning from death puts you at the latest checkpoint, not restarting the level. Like pressing escape and R does. That is a straight off restart the level. No, are you sure? Like, oh yeah, there is an are you sure? Huh. I completely blocked that from my mind when I just did it. Yeah, anyway. So that's what's new with left astray, absent-minded, absent mind. Because you're left alone in the woods and you got amnesia. So yeah, let's just show you how to do them. So naturally, everything should be in a folder. Everything, ever. Yeah, this is how I did my movable objects. All movable objects have the exact same code in them. Oh yeah, I changed the color. I changed the color of my stuff so that I know which one's which. These are built-in variables: image speed, image index. Movement is a... I don't know what they call it. I think it's just regular text, isn't it? One sec, let me just... Yeah, it's just plain old regular text. That's what color that I've set that to. Don't know what the correct term for that. Yeah, but this is what you need. You need this. Well, if you have multiple sprites for it, like I do. What I put that was movable. There. So what I've done here is I've created a few different ones so that they're not all the same. So that you're gonna have to look out for each individual sign that the block is movable and stuff. So then that's what I've set here. Set the image speed to 0. Select the randomized image. It's right there. Why can I think of it? And then set a movement variable which you got to create in this to 0. So don't set it to global. I did that and it fucked everything. So and I just realized that I hadn't semicolon. It's always good to semicolon. And then this is the code. Just this here. If global.movement equals 0. Oh yeah, shit. You do need to create a global. But that's just to make sure that you can only move one at a time. So go to your initialize. Is that spelled right? That doesn't look like it's spelled right. Anyway, you go to your initialize room where you set all your variables. Like I got menu, fucking new game, play alive, checkpoint, movement. That's for block movement. Life, if you want to be able to die or not. Right-handed for right-handed controls. Left-handed controls, music and sound, which aren't being used yet. So I should probably just set that to that, so then I can add them in when they're needed. Yeah, so just make sure you've got your global.movement to equal 0. That's important. I'll tell you for why. So if global.movement equals 0, it means that you've got okay, so make sure if global.movement equals 0, run this code. And this code says if the cursor object you need to create a new object for the cursor. It's not too hard. It's quite literally just a sprite. Go like that, and I've got it so that if you click the mouse in, then it changes color. Well, it inverts the color. What's purple turns green, what's green turns purple. On left click, you don't need that, but that's the important code. X equals mouse X, Y equals mouse Y. That's all you need to make a cursor. And then, so if the object cursor and mouse check button left mouse check button checks which button on the mouse is being pressed. You want to probably keep this between left, right, and I think it's middle. Let me check for you now. Yeah, middle or none. Yeah, left, right, or middle. That'll make sure that you know everybody's got those three. So you know, I like to make it left because it's just natural button to click. I should probably have it so if you're right-handed, it's right-click. But not right-handed, left-handed, then it's right-click. You know, I don't really know how left-handed people work. I'm not one. But yeah, so then global.movement equals 1. So that means that only one object can be moved at once, unless somehow. Let me just check this, because I haven't checked this myself yet. Developed by MJ. Weird face. Yeah, see, this is what I mean by it inverts the mouse. So not left click, not left click, left click. Pardon me. Ugh. Right, if I put that in the middle, do I move both of them? No. Ah, okay, that's good. That's good to know. So it does only do one at a time. And it should be the last one placed down. So say now you want them. It's all about the order of the instances are created in the room, which means which piece of code run first. So say now the one on the left was placed second, the one on the right, if the cursor is touching both of them, the one on the right will be the one picked up because it was placed first, or it's higher in the instance list. Little lesson in instances. And you set in movement to 1 as well, which is the local variable. So you set in global.movement equal 1 and movement equal 1. Because if you just using global.movement but here, every movable object in the room collects to it, and everything gets fucked. So yeah, if movement equals 1, x equals object cursor dot x, y equals object cursor dot y. If you don't have a cursor and you don't want a cursor, but here you can just do oh shit, oh fuck, there is a thing for it. I think it's just mouse, some shit like that. I don't really know. Yeah, so I find it easier with a cursor because I know exactly how to call the functions of the cursor. It's just like that. And then that's how you pick it up and move it. And you have to be constantly holding left click be here, because otherwise this piece of code right be here resets everything. So it sets movement to 0 and global movement to 0, which stops that block being picked up, and it drops it exactly where these two were last held. So long as you hold left mouse button, these values will constantly update each frame with exactly where the mouse is on the screen. And this just stops the movement. So that exclamation mark there, if you don't know how Game Maker language works, exclamation marks means not. So I could get rid of that and just go not, but I like the look of exclamation marks better. And because it's next to a bracket, it's saying if not anything that's this bracket to this bracket, if any of this is true, don't run this code. But if none of it's true, run this code. You get it? So if the mouse button is being, if the left mouse button is being clicked, don't run this code. Oh shit, what have I done? There we go. But if the mouse button isn't being clicked, run this code. And that'll update every frame to make sure that it is frame perfect for when you release the mouse button to exactly where the object's dropped. And movable dirt works exactly the same, except I haven't done that there either, and I haven't done it here anywhere. Should really do it like there, 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 and there. Don't do it at the end of if statements. I've done it before and it made the code go a little bit iffy. But yeah, let me just quickly do it here again before I forget. Oh shit, that's the wrong fucking... Yeah, something I learned last night. If you do 3 forward slashes and then type something, that will be the name of the execute code, which go here. Execute code is this piece be here, and then you drag it in be here, and you go like that. So say now I wanted it to change it from main loop to side hoe. It'll change it like that. So yeah. I just like to know that I named things properly. Oh, and if you do it like parent wall, like if you have parents for your walls, then you don't need to. But it'll make collision code a lot easier, because instead of in the player where I've got my collision code, shit, where is it? Where's my collision code? Be here. Instead of individually having this for every single block, I just put par wall, and then anything that's got the parent wall, like the dirt, cannot be touched. And because this dirt fades out when you collide with it, it doesn't have the parent, so it doesn't stop the player going through it. So, because we need it to go through it. So, the only thing I got here is this local variable called hit equals 0. Hit meaning the player's touched it. That's it. So, if place meeting with the player, so if the block and the player meet, hit equals 1. If hit equals 1, image alpha minus equals 0.033. Because my game runs at 30 frames per second, that should come out to about 1 second of fade time, I think. And my spacing is atrocious when I wrote this. God damn. Yeah, so, you know, change that number there to affect how fast you want it to fade away. Wait, shit. If it's got to reach 100... No, it's got to reach 1. Yeah, so if image alpha equals 1... well, less than 0 in this case. Right, 1 is fully opaque, so you can't see through it. It's a solid block. Alpha is how opaque something is. It's opacity. So alpha of 1 is you can't see through it. It's a solid block. And 0 is fully transparent. It may as well not exist. So yeah, you got to get it. So if it did have to get to 100, I'd put 33, not 3.3, but there. No, I wouldn't. I don't know how to work that out. But yeah, so if image alpha is less than 0, then because we're taking it away from 1, because image alpha naturally starts off as 1, in case you guys didn't know that. Yeah. And you can set it to anything you want. So say now I just wanted it to be set to fucking the player. Oh fuck, I clicked debug mode. Oh good fuck, this is... I hate debug mode with a passion. But yeah. Sorry, once I check this I gotta see what it looks like. That's all I wanna do. I just wanna see what it looks like. No, fuck off out the way. In fact, I'm gonna put you there as a safety net. So it still works. Yeah. So yeah. that's just proving the point that that image can be set to anything, and so long as the player can touch it, it will disappear. If you always want it in front of the player, so it's always, well, the player's always behind it until it's disappeared, then you find out what depth he plays on. Mine is on -2 because I'm very lazy and I don't like changing the depth, because -2 means further forward. Like, minus numbers mean further forward, so it's always on front if it has a lower number, like a lower minus number. By that I mean, like, say now it's -9999. That's going to be very hard to get in front of. The only way you can get in front of that is by, you know, adding an extra 0 and changing all of those to zeros, and then adding a 1 in front. Well, changing the first 9 to a 1. Yeah, so, but I do want some things behind it, in front of it, so I do 2. So I have my base walls on 0. There are some things that I want in front of the walls but not in front of the player, so they go on -1, and there are some things that I want in front of the player, so they go even further in the minuses. So say now this, I want it constantly in front of the player until it's disappeared, not the player's disappeared. I just go -3. And now when we go in to check this, ugh, fuck, it's so warm in my room. I've got the windows fully wide open. I should get my fan out if I'm honest, but it's kind of broken. Yeah, so I'm gonna load in now. Wee, jump. And because I set it back to dirt, it's back to dirt. Let me just move these out the way. Yeah, now they're constantly in front of the player until they've disappeared. But because of the opacity, it goes down so quickly, it's only there for a second. The player shows up in front of it rather quickly. Well, the player never shows up in front of it until it's disappeared, until it's deleted itself. But yeah. So, should I show you how checkpoints work? Yeah. I've got them saved under Alter because I used the source code. The source code from our game's Immortals, mine and Kenny's, and I just worked off that because they healed you, and they should set a checkpoint. No, not in. Yeah, no, they do. Yeah, they do. So, in here, just got timer. That's all it is. Just inside here, just timer. And that's just setting a variable that we're going to use in here. I just remembered that I haven't changed anything here. So yeah, let's just take a look at this real quick. So if the player presses Shift or E, so long as they're touching it, they have to be, as long as the player is touching it and they press Shift or E, then global checkpoint equals 3, execute the save game script, so it's saving the player's health. Oh shit, that should go in front of that actually, because we need to save, we need to give the player 100 health before saving. Yeah, so it saves the player's new health, which is 100, what room the player's in, and what checkpoint the player's in. So, all that can be found here. So, if file exists, save.sav, delete that save file, because we don't need it anymore. We don't want it. Any underscore open, save.sav, var, saved room, that's, var is a temporary save, var is a temporary variable. It is only alive for the remainder of this script. As soon as this script ends, that variable deleted. So they're using var instead of setting it as a hard variable in create code or in the loop code is better if you don't want them to be saved constantly. So now we just go anyway. Yeah, so these parts here, if I just get the game up. Yeah, this is, I'm showing you where it saves the game data to. What's it called? There it is. Yeah, you can open it in Notepad, and I'm not gonna encrypt my saves. I think you guys, if you want to cheat on the game and you want to just give yourself infinite health. You can't, because I have a countermeasure for that. But say no, you wanted to, you got stuck on room 7, which is the tutorial room, and you couldn't figure out how to get to checkpoint 3, but because you were stuck on checkpoint 2, you just find the save file, go there, number 3, awesome, save that, and then gone. Yeah, but anyway, like I was saying, if we go here, save and room, so save is the heading, and then room is the subheading, and then the variable put by here is what gets saved by here. If you wanted to encrypt that, then you can just go like if I wanted to encrypt the room, just go like this, and then it's something like encode 64, something along those lines, and then that will encrypt it. And then to decrypt it, I don't know the exact fucking like what's needed to encode it. If you go to a YouTube channel, I'll type it down by here now. I'll just type it in normal. Sean Spalding. He is the main source of my knowledge for all of Game Maker. If he didn't have his channel, I would probably still be making little pieces of poop moving a character left and right. That's still what I'm doing, but it looks prettier now instead. So yeah, so just I don't want to encrypt it. If you guys want to check every possibility of rooms, then you guys go for it. More power to you. And pardon me, all that. Then we just, so that's the save that it's doing, and if you want to load that, just load game. So if the save file exists and global new game equals 0, fucking, there's so much stuff that goes into it, right? Do you know in the play menu when you click new game, it tells you to go to the load screen where it runs this code no matter what, whether you press new game or not. But if you press new game, global.newgame equals 1 instead of 0, but if it equals 0, it checks to see if that file exists. If the file exists, and global new game equals 0, so if you've already got a save and you didn't press new game, it'll run this and it'll take you exactly to your loaded, it'll take you to the saved room, it'll give you a life, and it'll take you to the exact checkpoint. Well, first of all, it loads the room, and then after you've done all that, then it takes you there. But if you don't have that file, so you clicked on load but you don't have a save, or you just clicked on new game, it'll make you run this. So it'll set your life to 100, checkpoints to 0, and then it'll reset global.newgame to 0, because you don't want to accidentally restart a new game when you just click load. So, and then it'll send you directly to the tutorial room instead of loaded room. Do you get it? Anyway, back to checkpoints and stuff. The timer is only here to display a message. Oh no, it's here to, yeah, it's here to display the message, which is this. X is its horizontal positioning, Y is its up and down, and negative values are higher. So I've got negative 64 minus 89. That should be plus. That's why it's not where it should be. God damn. I just figured it out. And then what it wants to say be here. What you want it to say but there. So mine is a checkpoint, so it just says checkpoint saved. The C white, there are loads of different C values, so you can go like that and go C, aqua, black, blue, and all that. So yeah, all that goodness. But I want it white. So yeah, and the timer is purely just making sure that that doesn't go on forever. Oh, and always have draw self there if you've got a preset sprite, like I do. Mine's the flag. That changes. Yeah, but to then spawn on the objects, the flag, the checkpoint, I've done it like this. So if global checkpoint equals 1, x equals the checkpoint object name .x and .y. To, you know, it just simplifies it. Instead of you going in the creation code of the room like I used to be like, Fucking, god damn it. I used to be like this. Ooh, if checkpoint equals 3, then fucking x equals fucking 100 and y equals 500 and stuff like that. That's what I used to do. But then I found this method and it's so much easier. But yeah, so that's movable blocks, fade in blocks, checkpoints, and save games covered in this one video. That was purely meant to be an update video for how my game's getting along, which you can now download on GameJolt. It's here. It's available. Version 0.02. There are different versions, like if I go to manage my game here, you guys are seeing stuff that you shouldn't see. Pretend you're not seeing it, okay? Shh. I can go here, like I've got point 2 and point 1. I don't think you guys can go back and get number 1, but if you can, you won't see much of a difference. I do have, if I go view game page, I will always put what's added in the devlog down the bottom, so not much added, more movable blocks, fade out blocks, working checkpoints, new new or load game screen. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. I'll change that wording. New screen to choose load or new game. That makes more sense. Still doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's there. But yeah, you guys can go here to find me. You can just search my tag at Delinquent MJ, or yeah. So if you go here and you go Delinquent MJ, here I am. I'm the only user that's called Delinquent MJ, or even has that in his name. It's completely free, and I think it will remain free even when it's fully out. Yeah. So I can open up this again. Oh, let me just close everything here. Let's get all neat and tidy. That's so much better. And if you want to change what your shit looks like, just go here. I did that a bit fast. File, Preferences, Scripts and Code, and then click on what you want to change and how you want it to look. There's a few things that I haven't changed, like selection color, line number text. Say now I wanted that to be fucking... Let's make a nice color. Let's make a nice pretty green. Nice pretty green. Oh, way up top. 2550. Perfect. The greeniest green you can get without over-greening. And what was that supposed to be? That was like... yeah, these numbers. That's actually not that bad. I like it. I don't like the color it goes when it's highlighted though. So, I'm going to change that. I'm going to change that now, in fact. You guys are going to see everything I do with this. Shit. Line number text, line number background. Selected line number. Let's make that a purple. A nice shade of purple. There we go. Oh yeah, now let's look at it. Oh yeah, that looks so much nicer. Ooh. Yeah, but you can fully customize what everything looks like, which is really nice about GameMaker. And now they've brought out GameMaker 2, which I'm not gonna get because I only just got used to GameMaker. So yeah, if you want tutorials on that, go to Sean Spalding. He has recently started making videos on it. In fact, if I go like this, it's not there. So just search up Sean Spalding. You'll come up on YouTube. It'll be the first. I always spell his name wrong. Sorry, bud. I have no idea who this guy is. I don't know where he lives. But yeah, he has quite literally hundreds of tutorials on GameMaker. And he has made a game called Another Perspective, which, don't get me wrong, is fucking awesome and I love it. But that is made using GameMaker. and he has got so many videos on it. It's pretty unreal. So yeah, go check out his channel for better tutorials on most of the things I'm covering. Yeah, so thank you guys for joining me. If you liked it, press the like button. If you loved it, press the subscribe button. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.